Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the monthly meeting of Ring 50, the National Capital Ring of the International Brotherhood of Magicians. I'm Craig Pfeiffer, I'm your president, and it's great to have everybody back again for an evening of magic. We do want to start, though, with a more somber part of our program, remembering one of our own who we lost. And it's always a bittersweet balance against the joy of our performances and our learning about magic when we reflect on the humanity of who we are as people before we are magicians and remember the friends that we've lost. So I'd like to turn it over to Dwight Redman for our ceremony to begin tonight's program.
Good evening, everyone. We are gathered together in the name of God and to commemorate with thanksgiving the life of Dr. Arnold F. Scafidi, who was a member of the International Brotherhood of Magicians. We all knew him as Scotty. Scotty, as a member of our great fraternity, was linked in fellowship with magicians all over the world, and his interest, activity, and skill of performing magic was enjoyed by those who were privileged to share his friendship. We of the Brotherhood offer this time as commemoration for his life and express our sympathy, prayers, and hope in the power of life eternal to his loved ones. The wand in story and symbol is an ancient conjuring representation of mystery. To the uninitiated, it is but a piece of wood. To our late member, it was a reminder to him of the joy and pleasure of an entertainment art that has existed since the ancient times. This symbol for our departed member, an historic emblem like that old illusion called the linking ring. It linked him with others of like mind and heart in this vast magic fraternity. This wand without Scotty is now useless. The magic that infused itself into the life of performing on this earth is now broken and joined with the magic of the eternal. The magic of earth is over. The magic and mystery of another realm awaits him and will be revealed. May God bless the life of Dr. Arnold Scotty Scafidi. May we now have a moment of silence, offering our prayers for Scotty, each in our own way, and for his loved ones that they may continue in faith and hope. Amen. Can I make a statement about Scotty?
Yes, please.
When I first came to I.B.M, it was around 96. My son dragged me there. I was not interested in magic at all. And Scotty and another magician by the name of Stan Rosenthal kind of took Eric under their wing right away. And so they would help us out with little magic tricks and until they got to know us a little better. And eventually Scotty invited Eric to come over to his house because he said he had some magic he wanted to give him. So we got there, Scotty had a suitcase, a chest, not a suitcase, a floor chest full of magic that he wanted to give to Eric. But the one stipulation was Eric had to maintain a B or better average on his grades, or he'd have to give all the magic back. So, of course, Eric accepted the challenge because he was a good student anyway. So that really wasn't a problem for him. So, of course, Eric maintained his part of the deal, and Scotty let him keep all the magic. So as Eric got a little more into performing, Scotty told Eric he had some exotic contact lenses that he should come and see. So I took Eric and my other son to his office and they looked at the contact lenses. Eric selected some cat eye contact lenses and my other son selected solid red eyes. So they looked really crazy. But Scotty never charged her. He never took a penny from me, no matter how often I tried to pay him, because Eric did what he was supposed to do, and Scotty was such a nice guy, he never charged me a penny. So I always thank Scotty for being such a good mentor to my son. Thank you.
Thank you, Dwight. We're very fortunate to have members of Scotty's family with us tonight. I'd like to offer them an opportunity to say anything if they'd like to, or if there's anybody else who has a quick story.
Greg, my name is Susan Scafidi, and can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for honoring my dad this evening. I really appreciate it. On behalf of my mother and I'll just say a few words, but not because I know you have a lecture afterwards, and I don't want to keep you long because I know how precious this time is. Dad, like many of you all, adored magic his whole life. As a boy, idolized Houdini, and then met Dr. Leon Pecan, his first teacher, when he much older as a ham radio operator, and took lessons. And just adored those times informally gathering together, the Wednesday nights, the events with all of you, weekends in the back of Al's Magic Shop. And I know we've just lost him too, which is so sad, or Barry's, or in Rockville, Maryland, Dream Wizards, and often with little me in tow. And he just also really loved the hours in the living room with some of you all practicing and mom coming in and bringing snacks. And when I was a girl, and I no longer, I'm just a lay person now, but when I was a girl, I learned a lot and practiced with dad sometimes. And I still remember a lot of things. I know that cards don't actually grow in oranges, and the ring, and this is dad's ring, is never actually on the rope, and no one ever picks the ace of spades randomly. And if the wizard calls, it's not a prank call. There's a special way to answer that call. But I also learned a lot about friendship and loyalty and entertainment and the joy of coming together in magic. And for dad, it was hard in his later years to practice. He had trouble with his hands, but he received another blessing from the magic community, and that was the opportunity to travel with Wes Isley and his family, his wife Natalie, his daughter Lana. Never met the twins, but I know they're here tonight, and just had a wonderful time being a roadie in the magic community. And as some of you all know, dad had a very 1950s vocabulary, and so his highest praise for anything was that it was pretty slick. And so I know wherever he's watching from tonight, he's probably saying, all this fuss about me, but what he was really thinking is, thank you so much, Dwight, and that was pretty slick. So thank you.
Thank you, Susan. That was really beautiful. That was very well said. Thank you very much. I know Jason Goldberg would like to say a few words. Jason?
Hey, thanks, Craig. I'm actually not sure what to honestly say, except I noticed that Dwight said that, we called him Scotty. And all I can say is I was thrilled and proud and pleased to be able to call him my friend, my mentor, and my physician, not necessarily in that order. I don't think people realize that everyone gets into magic for different reasons, but the best benefits of Ring 50 are that it gives us such good friends. And I am proud and thrilled to have as many of you in that network. And Scotty was unique. It wasn't always just practicing when we would get together. Usually it was just to harangue the wait staff at the Greek restaurant where we get together with Bob and just talk. And I honestly don't even know where to go when it comes to Scotty. Just as I've learned so much from each of you in some way, Scotty had a kindness and a gentleness to his demeanor that was unique. And it wasn't just him, it was learning from his family, be it Wilma's indescribable work ethic or Susan's fantastic advice on Italy. I think at the end of the day, I miss not hearing Scotty's voice. I miss not being able to talk to him. But Susan and Wilma, I can assure you that every time I perform for an audience, I am trying to share his kindness. And there is a small parade of him that comes through me, I'm hoping, to the audiences that I get to perform for. And I want to thank you for that gift of sharing Scotty.
Thank you, Jason. Next, Eric Redmond would like to say a few words.
Hi, so I am the son that Dwight was referring to, all grown up now. And Scotty was instrumental in my development, not just as a magician, but as a better person. I had to do my schoolwork, but whenever we would get together in session, he was always friendly. His magic was never forceful. Like he never had the Max Maven look. Like he never did anything at the time that was kind of off. He was always very friendly. And he carried that over with him in his office when I went to go for the eye exam and everything. He was always friendly, not just to me, but his everyone else in the office. Like everything about him, he was just a gentle giant in his way. And I too like to walk like that. So thank you for letting Scotty be a part of our lives.
Thank you, Eric. Would anybody else like to speak? Wes, I saw you were on before. I don't know if you're set up to speak.
How's that?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, go for it.
So I don't know if I can get through anything without crying.
No.
Hold on. Say something, Natalie.
Well, Scotty ended up being a big influence in our life, and Wes would meet him once a week, and it was always fun to talk magic with him. It was awesome having him on the road with us. Our daughter thought of both Wilma and still thinks of Wilma and Scotty as an extra set of grandparents. And we've just always, we look up to them and love them like another set of parents, really. I mean, it was so much fun to have Scotty on the road with us when he could come. It was kind of disappointing when he said, "No, I can't make it this time." We were like, "Well, shoot, we don't have our extra friend on the road with us." He was always a fun guy to have along.
He was so laid back. We loved taking him to illusion shows out of state, and we would do a magic convention and bring him along with us. And one time he got a hotel room right across the hall from us. And I got up, we sleep late, we work late, so we sleep late, and Scotty's an early riser, and it was 10 o'clock. I woke up to go get Scotty across the hall. I'm knocking on the door, he's not answering, calling his cell phone, he's not answering, and I'm freaking out. And I'm like, oh no, Scotty's not answering. Scotty, oh gosh, what if he died in his hotel room? What the heck, what do I do, what do I do? I'm calling, I'm freaking out, I'm pacing. Natalie said, maybe he's in the bathroom, give him a couple of minutes. We don't know what's going on. And we go downstairs, we're like, all right, I'll give him a half hour. Maybe he went back to sleep or something. And then I'll call management, I'll call the cops or something. I don't know what to do. I go downstairs and Scotty is at a magic convention, surrounded at the table with 12 people, and he's laughing his butt off and having a great time. He couldn't sleep in, he couldn't do it like we did. And I was so surprised he wasn't in his room. Dwight, Jason, Eric, he's talked about you guys so much, and I learned a lot from myself from Scotty's death and this pandemic, that I bury myself in my work, and that's why I'm still emotional, because we don't have shows like we used to. So I'm still grieving, and I love you guys, and thank you for everything. Love you, Scotty.
Thank you, Wes. So I think it's fitting on that note to remember that brotherhood comes in our name before magicians. You know, we're people first. There is something greater than performing in shows, something that transcends the monthly meetings that we have together. And regardless of your gender, there is a connection that is integral to who we are as an organization. And so I thank you all for speaking about Scotty tonight. Thank you to Susan and Wilma for being with us and for sharing Scotty with us for all of these years. May his memory be for a blessing.